Now, reading from a file, before we go on, let's say I've got this file here, textfile.txt. Okay, so I've got 3 lines here of text in this file. And if I want to, I can open that file. And I'm going to open it for reading. Okay, so now I've got a myFile object that represents this file open for reading. And I can say, str line equals myFile read line print str line. Okay, so if I run that, there it goes. It prints the first line of text from that file, just the first one. If I do it again, you can see it prints the second line. Okay. Now, I want you to notice something. There's a blank line here. All I did is print out those 2 lines. Why is there a blank line? The reason for that is that print, every time I run print, it inserts a line break at the end of it, or carriage return. So it has the new line character because of each print. It is entering a new line character at the end. Also, these lines, you can't see it because it's invisible, have a new line character at the end. So because there's 2 new line characters, it's going to print both of them, that one and then the other one for the print, and that's why you get a blank line in the output. So if you want to control the output or you want to think about the output, you just want to think about how you can do that. So now if I str file or text, let's just say, equals myFile.read, read the whole thing and print that out. So if I read the whole thing and print it out, it gives me all 3 lines of text. If I tell it I want the first 10 characters, there's the first 10 characters of the file. So that's how reading works when we read from a file. Writing to a file is not too difficult. It is a little bit more complicated because we can do write, append, or create, depending on what we wanted to do. And then we have myFile write, and we give it a string. Okay? So let's try that out. So if I want to write to this file, actually I'm going to append to it. So I'm going to choose A. So I'm going to add to the end of this file. And if I say myFile.write, this is line 4. So if I run that, it says it finished. I didn't have it output anything. But if I look at this, it added line 4. Now, why did it not add a new line character? Because I didn't tell it to. All I told it to do was add this line to what's there. That last line didn't have a new line character because it's only 3 lines of text. And so this line just kept going right on there. So that's something to think about. If I wanted to add a new line, I would use the new line character, the escape character, \n, And then when I run that, it adds that line. So now if I want to, let's empty this file out. So it's an empty text file. And I'm going to open it for writing. And if I say for x in range 0, 10, my file dot write x. If I run that, I get an error. Why? Because you can only write a string to a text file. It will not let you write an int. So what do I need to do? I need to put that in a string. I could just say x as an f string, or I could convert the integer to a string and then write it, but this is an easy way to do it. So if I run that and then open the text file, once again, each time I write to the file, it's not automatically inserting that line break. So if I want to insert that line break, I should do it automatically. We haven't had to do that we haven't had to do that so far because everything we've been doing is print, and print inserts a line break for us automatically. So if we want it to be on a new line, we use \n, and then it appears on its own line. Just something to remember, because your data, how it's going to look, matters. Okay, so that's writing to a file.